Greetings, flesh creatures. It is I, Megatron. On behalf of TFYLP, I want to congratulate you for listening to the most refined collective podcast on this miserable little planet Earth. Yes. Here you'll find knowledgeable fans discussing every aspect of Transformers and beyond. Now, enjoy the show while I continue my path to complete conquest of all of you miserable biological entities. Predacons, terrorize!
Hi, welcome to TFYLP, episode 631. We are live tonight. It is Thursday, November 6th. I'm Lucas. I'm joined tonight by Christian.
What up?
And Paul.
Hey.
So,
Low.
I like the question at the end of that. Hey. Nice. Yeah.
So it's been a minute. I think it's been a while since we've actually had a show, just because we had TFCon, and so leading up to that, we didn't have a show, and then we waited a bit to have a show just because been busy and such. So,
Well, we needed a rest.
right?
And Anna is still resting because she's still sick.
Yeah,
Glad I'm not.
unfortunately, Anna, I think, was the only one to get con crud. Right? Like, did anyone else in our group get anything?
Not that I've heard.
I was sick before the show, like the Monday and Tuesday leading up, and I was like, oh no, but
Wait, did you give Anna the con crud yourself? Like, are you the patient zero?
Patient zero.
No.
Okay. Fair
It was
enough.
2 weeks ago.
Fair enough. So there we go. But yeah, it's been a minute, so I don't know. How much Transformer news have we had since then, Christian? A fair amount?
Some.
Nothing too crazy, other than the raise in all the prices, right?
We had that. We had the Stranger Things. We had pre-orders for the next wave go. We had the Devastator suitcase, which I want desperately.
Wait, okay, so this Devastator suitcase, is this official?
Yeah.
Like it's
Yeah.
licensed? Oh man.
It has Brasia.
And now they're doing
Wow.
a Superion one too.
Who gives that? Yeah, and that weird hard case for Studio Series Optimus and Megatron. That looks cool too.
You know, this is very reminiscent of some things that have come in the past, like remember when MP9, you know what, that's Rodimus Prime,
Right.
for those of you that can't count. That actually came with a giant display case, like
I
a
owned
cardboard.
2 of those.
Yeah, it
And
was
they're
huge.
terrible.
It's terrible, but like
It's awful.
it's like a knickknack now that some people, you know, it's like if you don't have that, you don't have the full like masterpiece like line. I mean, you can definitely cut it out. You can definitely like make an exception and be like, I don't need the damn case. But there was also like a flame hot rod badge bag at all. It was like this weird promotion. It's very
Yep.
similar. It's like
remember that
ancillary
bag.
crap that comes with it that, you know, you can choose to ignore or not. But it's a suitcase this
I
time.
want the suitcase so badly.
It's so
Well-
bizarre. You could put anything in that suitcase.
You
But-
could, like
But it
clothes for
comes with
traveling.
Devastator.
I honestly,
Yeah,
I
take
kind
the
of want
Devastator
that.
out and travel with it.
I kind of want that suitcase because how many like lime green suitcases do you see? Like I actually specifically try to buy suitcases or just like luggage that is like a different color, because like when there's a million different suitcases going on the conveyor belt, right? Like everyone has a black suitcase. So if you have a bright green one, it's not going to, you know, you're like, oh yeah, there it is. That's mine.
Yeah, but the chances of your suitcase getting stolen now, if someone sees it, is much higher. Like, that's the Devastator suitcase! Holy...
Yeah, I would steal it
Taking it.
immediately. Yeah,
Yeah, but
Just dump their shit everywhere and just take it and run.
I'd take a shit too. Why not? Then I just have a bunch of free shit.
I feel like the average person doesn't give a shit, right?
No, but You'll get that. Well, you better not
Get the
travel
one.
to BotCon or TFCon with that suitcase because someone on
Right.
that carousel is going to know.
That is.
It's going to be me. I'm going to follow you around. Yoink.
The crazy thing is that the suitcase is like, pretty. It seems substantial, but
it's big. It's not like huge, but it's big.
But it's not like it costs an extra $100 to get the set with the case.
Oh, it's freaking free.
Yeah.
I want it so badly, Paul.
I mean, I'm not used to China being like playing this hard. So,
I mean, they do have an official con that we have in 10 years, so
yeah, they've earned it. They've had just. I'm not prepared for China to have this level of exclusive because it's really hard to get them.
Hard to get.
It's tough. You might as well give up. Slit your wrists. That's a lot easier than getting a suitcase.
Right. That's what I'm doing right after this then.
Oh, me too. I'll do it too.
Yeah. We could do it on the stream together. Have a pact.
Yeah.
Suicide pact.
I mean, Paul, the thing is, I feel like now at this point, it might just be cheaper for you to, travel to China like once a month or whatever and, personally get your shipments and ship it back. You know what I mean? Like bring the stuff with you.
Well, now they give you luggage. You can just take it on the plane with you.
Right.
Right.
Fill the damn suitcase full of shit and go with 0 clothes, 0 belongings, just a wallet and a phone and a translation device.
And a dream.
I'm going. I'm doing it.
I feel like you might get flagged if you just bring like empty suitcases and nothing else. Like they'll be like, you're like, no, I swear that I'm not a drug mule. Like,
well, they wouldn't buy the story. Oh, I'm here to get this toy that I can definitely get in the United States, but there's a suitcase that comes with it. So here I am. They'd be like nah.
Come on. Come on. Nobody's that.
It would just be like, nah. No further elaboration. Just nah.
Nah. Just like in Rise of the Beast. Nah.
Okay, so we all want the suitcase, so I guess we're all going to go get it.
Yeah. I mean, I want the thing I want is the Optimus box.
The thing is really cool.
That's pretty cool. And you just watch, like, down the road, 10 years from now, they'll be like, oh my God, you have the box? And same thing will happen. The Superion set comes with all those decals. Like, that's serious stuff right there.
They've been doing a little bit of that decal stuff for a little while. Not a lot, but it's becoming a thing.
The Cybertron Con Optimus had it.
Yeah, that one.
Which I had.
I expected Megatron to have one.
I had that for sale at TFCon. A lot of people were asking about it, but I
didn't see that.
It did not go well because it looks like it's just the regular Studio Series. The only thing that's different is there's a $600 price tag on that one, and everyone's like, "What?" And then some people are like, "Why is that one $600?" I'm like, "Slip. This is why." And they're like,
"If you know, you know."
Sticker sheet. Ah! Their brain explodes.
There was some other news from Hasbro recently that caused a bit of a kerfuffle. They got Pat Lee to draw Onyx Prime for their thing.
No comment.
And he didn't draw it. He traced it from a Digimon card. It's directly traced. It is not even.
I mean,
that's on brand for Pat Lee.
Sounds
He's
about
trying to
right,
make it come back, and it's that sounds just like Pat Lee.
Yeah.
Cool stuff there.
Yeah, no. Well, there's some social media posts too, I think, as well from some of his fans. So
yeah, his fans. Yeah. Like Don Figueroa had some things to say about it. I don't, go look for it if you want to know. I don't want to repeat any of it but it's great. That's like a child daycare hiring like a sexual predator to like teach you to take care of you.
It is not like that, but
it is. It's not quite that.
Yeah, it is.
It is not nearly that bad.
Someone that is like registered should not be doing this thing that you're hiring them to do, and you did it anyways.
Let's not bring
I feel
children
like
into
what
this.
It's more like is that
toys
it's
are
like
for kids, Christian.
it would be more akin to someone who got fired from the company for stealing back in the day that they decide to rehire. Like it'd be kind of like that.
Well, it's more like
Yeah.
the CEO of that company
Right.
embezzling, and
And they're
then
like, yeah, come on back.
like another company's like, hey, we want you to run our company because you did it so good. Which, as we know, that's what happens in CEO land. Like the dude, remember the Jumbotron guy? Remember that dude?
Yeah.
That just
Oh, yeah.
the Coldplay guy. That
Coldplay.
was the most important thing on the internet for like 36 hours, and now it's like, what are you talking about? You know, that guy got rehired to run another company after he got let go. Like
I'm
immediately.
sure.
What?
I'm sure.
Whatever. Sucks. We, we have no business talking about this, honestly, other than we were just observing it.
Right. So I'm trying to think what else. So for the pre-orders, Christian, did you end up pre-ordering everything, or is there stuff that you left like on the table?
I thought I wasn't going to get the Junkions, and then people who aren't Hasbro started posting pictures of them, like with actual lighting and posing. It's like, oh, these actually do look rather nice. So
Right.
I ended up getting those two.
I feel like you could never go wrong with more Junkions.
I really didn't like Trashmaster. I was thinking about selling him, but Wreck-Gar looks really good.
Yeah.
I think the Junkions are a dead horse that has been beaten to death. Like these aren't even real Junkions. They're just making up guys. Jalopy.
Maybe Jalopy thinks you're a made-up guy.
I mean, I am most of the time. I don't know. The Junkions never floated my boat at all. Like it's cool that animated Wreck-Gar finally lives, but I think true fans of animated would prefer it was something different than it is. Because they're always bitching about the generationification of the animated toys, you know.
Right. I will say, so at TFCon to kind of get into stuff, like one of the things I decided to go ahead and let go of my animated collection. And let me tell you, I don't think I have anything left. Like I put that stuff out on the table and man, it was gone.
I wish I knew you were selling that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he sold a Sons of Cybertron Rodimus right next to me. I was like, dang it, I really would have liked to have had that.
The clear one?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Christian. I'm sorry, Paul. I should have let you guys know before.
No, you probably. I mean, you made more money than if I would have bought the whole thing, and you sold it all anyways. So that's great.
Right. Well, that's what I was wondering at the end of the show. I was like, oh, I'll just try to sell the rest of my stuff to Paul or whatever, right? But you didn't have any. I didn't really have much. I mean, I did have a little bit, but I didn't have much. So.
Yeah, I also did not have much left. I brought 2 suitcases full of stuff because I flew there, and I left with about a dozen items. Maybe. It was really crazy.
It was hopping. I think that's the most people we've seen at a show ever.
That was absolutely crazy. And, I don't know what they do going forward, right? Because, I mean, it sounds to me like they don't really want to expand significantly the show. Like, I think that they kind of like having the footprint that they do. But man, it was like there's way too many people for like what they.
I get that, but that's also, I mean, and we don't know what they're actually gonna do. So like none of this should be taken. Right. Like I have no idea what the staff at TFCon is actually thinking about what the next show is gonna be. But like, if I just feel like, oh, we don't want to grow is like the wrong move.
Well,
like that's what killed BotCon. That's why we don't have Cybertron Con like China does, because no one's thinking big. because it is exponentially harder to run a larger show.
Oh,
But
right, 100%.
they gotta. So what do you think the foot traffic was? 5,000 people?
I heard a number out there. I'm not sure if it's real, but I heard 13,000.
That just seems impossible. But I don't know. Whatever.
I mean,
I don't care.
I don't know. It was crazy though.
It was a lot of people.
So like when they started letting in the general admission, right? Like it stretched out the door, like out the street, down the block. Like it was crazy. Where people were sharing pictures outside, like of people waiting to get in, and so I mean, I could believe it. That I don't know. Like I mean, it's hard to say for sure, but it was just absolutely crazy.
That does it. Yeah, I saw the pictures and I've seen some videos and I saw the line, a few times. But like once you've had that vendor badge, it's like, oh, I'm never going back, right? I'm never standing in that bullshit again, ever. Like that's for the help. Like that's not happening. I don't know.
No, I mean, I said that to Christian exactly. Is like, I think I want to get a table going forward just so that I can sit behind the table. Like I could put like 2 things out on the table or whatever. But like, I'm trying to think of like if you look at the cost of if you just bought like the weekend pass, if you bought 2 weekend passes, like I don't know that buying a vendor pass would really be that much more expensive. But yeah, like
I think it's the break even.
What's that?
Aren't they $60 and dealer tables are 200?
No, they were 300.
Okay, so it's 5.
Yeah. So yeah.
And if they do get a bigger venue, yeah, if they do get a bigger venue, though, I'm sure that the table prices will go up. They'll probably be 400. They could be 400 this time. Yeah. Well, don't tell them fine, Christian. Let's not.
Right.
Let's keep it where it is. If the powers that be can, let's keep it where it is. But
let's keep the price where it is. But we do need a bigger venue.
So
like for sure.
Here's my question.
Here's the ones. There are 2 things. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna ask you though, Paul, because like I'm not that familiar with Chicago, but like in that area, like are there alternative venues that would be larger that would like, fulfill that? Because the problem is that you don't want the one across the street though, like is it a like more mid-sized venue to where it could have hold 13,000 people or whatever versus
you're talking about the Rosemont Convention Center across the street?
Right.
Yeah.
How big is that?
Oh, like that's where BotCon or OTFCC 2004 was in the Donald Stevens thing. And it was a partitioned off portion of the whole floor.
And that's the key.
Well, it looked kind of dumb. I also through 21-year-old memory glasses and my first show. I didn't know what the hell was going on. That was small. I mean, I didn't know what small or big was, but like it was they took about the imprint of the TFCon floor and put it there, which it was probably like 5 or 6 times bigger than what they had walled off. Mm-hmm. Like that's a big, that is a convention center for serious trade shows, like serious, like pet trade shows, fashion shows. That's where Wizard World is. That's where Anime Con Midwest or whatever. Those big multi pop culture shows. They're not like a single brand. Could TF if Hasbro was involved and had like a big section, I think that would be awesome because then like all the hotels around there are kind of fair game for it. But before they had it at the Hilton, which is next to it's a little bit removed from that convention center. And for people that don't know this area, sorry, this is so boring. But there's another the Hilton is really nice. Right. However, the 2 times that it was there, the first 2 Chicago cons were at that hotel.
Right. It was at the Hyatt.
Is it the Hyatt? Okay, the Hyatt.
The Hyatt, yeah. Hilton is also right there, but yeah.
So the Hyatt is a nice ass hotel, but
Very
I'll tell you
nice.
what, the first year we were in the basement and that sucked. Loading in sucked. You had to go down a ramp and then down a long hallway to get to the floor. Like that's one thing about the Crown Plaza. You open the doors and it's
Yeah.
parking
There you
lot
are.
level and you walk in and out. The hardest thing is then putting that metal grate over the partition. You know, like it's the easiest and best and simplest load in, load out that I've ever had.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
They swing those doors open. Everyone can get through. Everyone's polite. No one's in a rush. It's really chill. But like the Bakkan setup is a pain. You know, when you have to like, when there's multiple levels involved from the street level, it's always tricky because someone gets their truck up the ramp and everyone else is waiting for them to unload. And so they have to push their stuff up the ramp. It's just all this shit that no one thinks about unless they've had to do it. But that is one benefit of the Crown Plaza that I will say it has over everybody else. It's just a dumpy hotel. It gets
dumpy.
worse every other year.
Right.
Now even the restaurant's closed, you know? Like
Do you think they could
taking your
make
life
it...
in your own hands, riding those elevators? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
geez.
Do you think they could make the problem a little bit less and stay at the Crown a little longer if they took down the partition and took over the panel room and then moved the panels to that downstairs area?
Oh, that would
Like where they
hurt
had
the panel.
Cullen the last time?
That would. Oh, is that where he was? I don't.
Yeah, he was downstairs in his own thing.
Yeah.
There's something really nice about having the panel room right there, though, right at the entrance.
I agree.
I didn't go to any panels this year, but like I recognize that there's some. It really gives the panel room like some serious like shelf life. You know what I mean? People are walking like, what's in there? What's going on? There's lots of noise coming out of there. So I think it helps keep that thing packed. If you put it in a basement you put it in the basement and suddenly like 50% less people even know it's there the whole weekend. That's my
Yeah.
From you know from like a staging perspective, it makes sense to have that panel room there. If they want to keep the panel room hopping, that's the best thing to do.
Right.
No good solutions
I don't know what the
at the
solution
Crown then.
But yeah, so that's the thing I was curious about because like I know in Kansas City they have so one of the suburbs has like a convention center that is pretty big, but it would be more of a mid-size type of thing. So like we have like a really large convention center in the heart of Kansas City, but then like in the suburb or whatever, it has one that's like, I don't know, half the size or something like that kind of thing. And like, I feel like that type of space could be perfect for TFCon or something like that. But if Chicago, like, whereas, I mean, I think that you definitely want Chicago to be one of the main locations of TFCon. That, you know, if you don't have something that works out with that, and I think that there's challenges too, that even if you had it in that larger convention space, that if you weren't going to fill all of it, of trying to balance, like, okay, if they end up having another show, like let's say that, you know, at the same time that they had TFCon, that they also had a pet show, like you said, or a beauty show, or just whatever. Like, I mean, that can make it difficult too, the logistics of all that. So like that's the thing that's a challenge. But I definitely will say that, I mean, this by far was the most people that I've ever seen. Like I don't feel like in years past that we saw a significant portion of attendees not staying in the hotel itself. And like this year, I feel like there was a lot of people that had to stay across the street just because the hotel itself had sold out.
Yeah. I think there's just so many logistical challenges, like you said, to selecting a venue for this kind of event.
Right.
Because you don't really know how it's going to go until it starts and all the people show up and you can't really make a change. You're like, well, the chips are already on the table. So like if you over
Right.
what you don't want to do is pick a bigger venue and it feels empty. That's bad.
Well,
it's almost,
and
I think it's better to have it be packed as much as I've heard people bitch about it, mobility issues and stuff in there, like, listen, these people are coming back no matter what. Like, it's just the way Transformer addiction goes. You're coming. So,
No, I mean,
I think
and that's the thing that's hard
find
is
a better
that
venue. But
if you have X number of like you have your vendor base, right? And so if you get a bigger space, are you going to be able to sell 20% more? Because they already have like
they know how many people asked to get a table and couldn't get one. They know.
Right. You know what the wait list is like in stuff like that. So like I think like you said, Christian, if somehow they could use that vendor room and expand expand out or whatever where they had the panel room, like I actually do think that would be a great solution. It's just that logistically you don't want to do that because you don't want to stick the panels in the basement. So
Yeah, I think at best, considering that, it's an okay solution.
yeah, I mean,
It doesn't
I think
really solve the problem.
The other thing I could see is that what if you stuck Artist Alley in the basement? I realize that a ton of people would hate that.
Oh, put the panel room in the basement, but not the artist. I mean, typically the artists are physically separated, but TFCon does it their way now, where they have everyone in groups, in areas like
unless you're in Orlando.
Oh, is that different?
Mm-hmm.
So they're willing to do that. It just that's not how they do it in Chicago.
We're not going back to Reston, but that's how they did it there too.
Why are we not going back to
Reston? Artist Alley. What?
Why are we not going back to Reston? How do you know?
Because we go to Baltimore.
They picked Baltimore several years ago. We've been going there instead.
Right. But who knows? Maybe they'll go back to Reston.
I guess. Anyway, in Orlando and Reston, the Artist Alley was in a different room entirely.
I don't think that's the worst thing in the world because it is a totally different vibe than the sales floor.
Yeah, and Artist Alley was slammed this year. I don't know. I just don't think there's a good 100% solution for any of this without just a bigger space.
Right. Yeah. I mean, with the art, I think the artists are supposed to kind of be separated from the other stuff because like they pay less.
They do, right?
They pay less per table, which I'm not saying that like how dare they, like let them. But like I don't think it's a big
the table space is also smaller as well. So it's not like it's not like they're getting the same size table that vendors are for the money.
Yeah, but if you're a new attendee and you accidentally turn left instead of right, you're going to Artist Alley. You have no idea. And then you miss out on the
which I think could be a good thing because like if you are not
artists,
like for the artists or whatever, because like say if like this is your first TFCon and there was a lot of first time attendees at this show that's cool. Like maybe you don't even know that about the Artist Alley, right? And so you're like, oh hey, like check this out.
I didn't even find the ages 3 and up booth until Sunday. Like I did not know it was there.
Well, that might be their fault. Like just someone was. There's a lot. Branding is kind of seems to be a problem for most of these Transformer vendors. Like you should know exactly who is in what booth, and that's kind of up to the vendor. And I don't know why.
I think the only booth I really knew who was there was what's it called? Like purple, starts with a C or something. Oh well.
Crappy Toys.
Crappy Toys. That's right.
Well, I was asking Rob.
Branding was
good. I was like, Rob, where did you find this toy? He's like, oh, over at TF Marketplace. And I'm like, what in the fuck is TF Marketplace? And he's like, oh, you don't know him? I'm like, no, and I know everything. So what are you talking about? He actually meant the Chosen Prime. Like what? So I went over there looking for some place called TF Marketplace for 15 minutes in a very busy dealer room. I was like, where is this thing? But it was, I think he just misspoke or something. But he said it again later too. So I don't know if there really was a TF Marketplace booth. I sure as shit didn't see one. It'd be nice if they gave out a map of the sales floor.
Yeah, right.
That would be great.
Said that too. Like other cons do that. Like they know who's where. Just put it out. Even if they don't hand it to you, put it on the site.
Yeah, I think it's a detail. Like you know, to do that, they got to get it right. Right. And so like me personally, and I'm coming just for anyone listening, I'm coming from a seller perspective. I spent the whole convention behind the booth. All right. And I know we all did a little bit of that, but I didn't even like have any fun. Like I just sold stuff. And, you know, I bought a lot of tables. So if you had looked on that map, it would just say this whole block is this seller, which wasn't true. You know what I mean? So like that's a detail that it's like they probably just want to wash their hands of that and just be like, it's up to the vendors to, you know. I get compartmentalizing some of the details because if you get it wrong, then someone's gonna bitch.
Right. That the other thing too is that I could see that they may have last minute changes as well. And so, like, from that standpoint, I know just running those types of things, that type of thing happens where that all of a sudden you get into the setup or whatever with the hotel, like, you know, that morning or the day before, and they're like, oh, like, this isn't working and that's not working, and here's what you got now. And you're like, what the fuck?
Right.
Like, we said, you know, we had agreed to this. And you're like, nope,
So
sorry,
just
man.
change it on the site.
Well,
yeah, but it takes people
during the show. Like,
sure.
but
I mean, if you're doing the day of setup,
it's
sure,
just something I had to worry about or whatever, right? Like I
can tell Christians never run a website that's highly trafficked. Oh my god.
No, I know you don't test in prod, but you know I'm a little bit more critical of TFCon, I think, than you two are, because it's just they've never seemed to do anything about the details. Like they were putting the pre-registrant line on Saturday morning out in the cold when everyone had come down from their rooms and didn't have jackets and stuff because they didn't think to twist it around or put it somewhere else or go downstairs.
Get heating lamps?
They just should they should have thought 5 seconds about wrapping the line downstairs or around again, or, you know, anything other than just shoving people out on the street. I mean, what a horrible plan that was.
There's not some omnipotent presence.
It doesn't take omnipotence to say, hey, look, there's a bunch of people here. Let's not shove them outside. Let's shove them, you know, down this inside staircase.
We don't know, like, too, that could have been partially at the direction of the hotel. Like, that they may have said, hey, put the people this way. Like, you know, we don't know. Like, we're not
Or
there.
It just naturally happened. A fucking line starts, and then people get in it, and then it goes where it goes.
The volunteers put them out there. And again, I think that's another problem with TFCon is that they don't pay enough staff to actually handle these crowds. They rely on volunteers who don't have any training on how to do
like
this
literally
stuff.
Every single convention ever. Like, people complain the same thing at the Kansas City Comic-Cons because at Planet Comic-Con, because they're like, the volunteers suck. And you're like,
yeah, they do.
Yeah, they're volunteers. Like, whatever. I actually think the TFCon volunteers are a lot better than other show volunteers.
These were the worst TFCon volunteers I've encountered ever.
Well,
what?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I think you're crazy. Like, I talked to a lot of them, and they're all happy. They were all nice.
Right.
No one was having a problem.
You said you didn't go in the panel room, and that's where I had all my issues with them.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, they also have different people running the panels.
The former person that used to run the panel room did an amazing job, and so I think that anyone running it after that is going to be a downgrade from her. So
I don't want to talk about that.
No, I don't want to talk anymore about that. I'm just saying that I think that they did a really amazing job previously or whatever, and it's hard to top that or whatever. So, like, and especially if you have someone who is very experienced, and then I don't even know who ran the panel room now or whatever, but
the guy running it was paid staff. He was good.
Yeah.
The volunteers doing seating and stuff were very bad.
Oh, yeah. You know, ultimately, there's a lot of stuff falls through the cracks.
Right.
And they had a highly attended show, lots of traffic. All the vendors that I can think of were stoked and glad they were there. From people going there, so many new people, they had a great time. I'm sure a minority of people were just overwhelmed by how many people were there, and that's just what are you fucking supposed to do? Go on the subway. It's the same problem. Like, large amount of people in a small confined space. You know what you're going to with a con, except it was a bit overcrowded. But what are they supposed to do? They were definitely limiting like people coming into certain things by a head count. But like, you know, if I was chomping at the bit to get in the sales floor and get an exclusive or something, I'd be like, excuse me? No, I'm going in. I paid to get in. Like, there's all sorts of nuances that you can't. I don't know. I think they nailed it. And I hope they do get a bigger, all these little gripes, they should take
all
some
they
of
could
it.
solve with a bigger area.
Right.
It's whack-a-mole, dude. There's new problems that come up, but
Right.
I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like as hard as like as much as we nitpick the stuff, like if anyone has been to other conventions, that I feel like that most of the TF cons like run pretty smooth. Like they could run a lot worse. Now there's things that could be better about it, right? I think that, I know that Anna has complained because like she's used to going to anime conventions and that the breadth of the offerings that they have at anime conventions is a little bit like broader than what they do at TFCon. So like TFCon's kind of done the same thing year in and year out, right? But I think that what they do it really well.
It's a hyper-focused fan base. I just don't know what more do you got to do?
I was pretty happy with the different types of guests they had this year. They had 2 composers, one whose first con it ever was. I thought that was very cool. Like that's at least something different.
Yeah.
Like, I know people go to see their voice actors. Yeah, they had DeCola from G1 movie, and they had Anne Bryant who arranged the Transformers theme, that one.
I should have watched that. That would have been great.
Yeah, that panel was really good, and they were both so nice to talk to. I got autographs from them because you guys know I don't really get autographs from like actors because I don't care, and Lou Ferrigno ruined the experience for me in 2003 when I was a child. But like creators, that's really cool to me. Like they contributed to the whole thing, and that was really important to me. So to get autographs from those types of people is very cool to me. Yes, sir.
So did you see the Anne Bryant panel? Did you watch that?
I did.
Did anyone ask her about the time signature changes in that theme song?
No one did.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
that weird time signature thing is crazy.
It is absolutely bonkers. Like I never knew it was so crazy
because it's bananas.
I would just love to. I should have gone and just asked that question. Like, what were you smoking when you arranged this song? Because I want some.
She arranged it, and a kind of Ford Kinder was the lyricist. Also important, but like, did you guys know? I mean, this is a sidetrack. Can I go on a sidetrack?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Directly after he did that, he saw the problems with the AIDS epidemic in the 80s and was like, I'm going to do something about it. So he stopped being a musician, went and got his MD, and is now a doctor that fights AIDS in Florida.
Wow.
He's been doing that for the last 40 years.
Wow. That's crazy.
Isn't that neat? Like, I want to see if I can get in contact with him so he can sign my album too, but also, like, that seems so small potatoes for the rest of his life. I don't want to bother the dude.
That's cool. You don't hear that in Transformers very often.
Right? Cool stuff.
Minor Transformers celebrity becomes a world-saving doctor.
Yeah. Fun fact.
Back to... I did have one gripe that I would love to talk to you about that no one will care about it except me, and it just makes me sound like I'm being a Nancy. And I didn't complain to the runners of the show because I know how it goes. Like Lucas, you mentioned how things change at the last minute, and you're just like, that's the way it is. Like, deal with it. I certainly felt like that happened in the dealer room this year. And I might be out of my mind, but I heard it from a lot of other people. At first I thought, man, I messed up big time. I can't believe I planned for this so hard. I was so meticulous. Because I swear to God that when I bought these tables, they said the booths were 10 by 10 with an 8-foot table and 2 chairs. That is not what we got. We got 8 by 8-foot booths with a 6-foot table and 2 chairs.
It's a lot different.
Oh yeah, especially when you have a diagram and had tables planned and mapped out to the inch, you know. And
I saw your diagram; it was lovely.
And so I got there, and I'm like, and this is the danger. This is the danger with over planning with something that needs to have some wiggle room. Like you were, I mean, I'm in line with what you were saying, Lucas, right?
Right.
And I knew this when I made the diagram. I'm like, well, if it's not like this, I'm in trouble. And it wasn't like that. I had 4 square feet different size than I thought. And so I look on the website and it says 8 by 8 with a table. And I'm like, there's something's wrong here. So now I think they made a change and then they're like, quick, change the verbiage on the website without telling anyone. And voila. You show up, the aisles in between I think they've added an entire row that they weren't of vendors that they weren't originally planning for, because it was tight over in our area in those rows.
I felt like your row was pretty tight.
It was scarily tight over there.
And I talked to some other vendors too. And I was like, man, weren't these supposed to be 10 by 10s? And what once, Orson, I shouldn't even name anyone, but one person's like, well, I think they just went on the website and looked, We're like, no, see, it's 8 by 8. Right. I'm like, but that's not what it said originally. I think it is kind of a shrewd move if that is the case. I'm not accusing. I'm just saying, like, this feels like this happened. But, I still had a great show. I loved it. Wouldn't have changed a thing. It just was really a shock to me. But I knew, like you said, you got to roll with it. You got to you're here. You're not, what are you going to do, bitch? They're not going to change the size of the rows just for you. Like, it's a fire safety. This is the way it is, bucko. Sorry. That's the only response I'm going to get if I raise a stink about it. Right. Everyone's in the same boat at that point. But ultimately, it didn't matter. It was awesome. It just caused me to have 3 hours of hypertension instead of like chill. Everything was supposed to be so chill and easy this year, and it was almost like that. But that was a moment where I almost lost it. And in my older age, I've just had to kind of let go a little bit and be like, you know what? It's okay that it's different. You just make it work, and that's what we did, and it did work. It was just really tight. We got really, really personal with all my staff members. So, and I don't know if that happened or not, but a few people around me, I did ask. I was like, weren't these supposed to be 10 by 10? And they're like, that's what I bought, but it's not. And I'm like, oh well. Regardless, the show went off without a hitch. It was great for a vendor. It's great for me.
No, it was
my best
great.
show ever.
I think everyone had fun
everything
too. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was
fun.
It was crazy. I mean, but like we've kind of had that experience the last several years too, of I don't know. I mean, everything post COVID has been like that. I feel like all these shows have just been really, really big, and I think part of it probably too is that
Except one.
Well, what I was gonna say is I think that a particular show going away has really let TFCon grow, and then so then it's like I think that's really kind of become the premier show, right?
Except the one time, and I'm concerned about it.
Which time?
Oh, you're saying the
Orlando.
Yes,
in 23.
Orlando.
So what was wrong with that?
Rough.
Well, remember how in Chicago both times and Baltimore in 21, like there were just a ton of people and they were there and hungry and buying stuff? That's not who showed up to Orlando. It was much smaller, and the people who were there were looking for flea market stuff. Like parting stuff together for pennies or dollars. They were showing up not knowing Transformers were actually worth anything. Like that's who showed up to Orlando, and I'm really concerned about it for next year.
So you're saying I shouldn't go?
I don't know that I'm going. I mean, I've been going as a vendor for a couple of years now, so have you guys. But like, I did very poorly in Orlando, like really badly. I brought so much stuff back. I sold very little. It was bad.
But that seems weird to me too, because like I don't know. I assume that the type of stuff that you'd have a broad swath of products to offer, right? And stuff that was priced to sell, more inexpensive stuff, and like higher price stuff, right? So like if you didn't do well, yeah, that
Talk to other vendors who were there. They'll tell you the same. Phil was there. Orson was there. They'll tell you.
see, I don't know, like I would be curious if is
Didn't Peter
Orlando
sell at that
actually
too?
what's
Yeah,
that?
Peter and Phil split a
Yeah,
booth.
Peter. Um, is Orlando really the spot to go to? And I'm sure again there's all kinds of logistics with all this, right? Um, but like obviously it's a nice place to be able to plan a vacation around. Um, but I wonder for like population and stuff, would it be better to go somewhere like say or Atlanta instead of Orlando? That it's more centrally located. Because like that's the advantage I feel like that Chicago has and that Baltimore has
Airport.
is yeah. I think they want a place that's close to an airport though too.
Well, that Georgia would be great. Atlanta would be great for that. Is what it,
Yeah.
go to the aquarium. Go to see the Coca-Cola factory. Yeah, do all that stuff. There's stuff to do
Right.
in Atlanta.
Right. But
Well, the
like
Coke is very exciting.
if you had something in Orlando or I'm sorry, Atlanta, it's 8 hours from Orlando, right? And so but then you're also pulling up the eastern seaboard too. So and
And
Atlanta's
literally
bigger
every
too.
airport flies to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Right.
And Atlanta's huge too, so but
I just there are so many people that want to go to TFCon that don't because they just don't. It's like they're nervous to go, and I get it because I didn't go to conventions for a long time.
right.
But moving it around, like it's that would be cool to have it in Atlanta, and it would be cool to have it maybe in Texas or something sometime, or like. Why have we never had a Transformer show in Vegas?
Vegas or yeah, that would or Phoenix. Again, a big airport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like Phoenix would be a decent
Denver,
spot
maybe.
too, just because um I don't know, but it's not that far from LA. Phoenix, like how far
You
is
might
Phoenix? 8 hours.
you might
Vegas
still
is
get
8.
some celebrity power there.
Right. I mean that
hmm
the thing that's hard is like having in LA is such a pull because all the voice actors live there, right? And so they literally don't have to pay any transportation costs for the voice actor or have to worry about that. So
Yeah,
like all these guys will just say, "Oh, sure thing," because they can just pop in for the day, versus having to fly in somewhere. So I think that like I think it'd be hard for them to have something that is relatively close to those to LA, if that makes sense. But
it may just make it better. I don't know. Like, I don't think you could put it in Seattle because that's too far. Even though I love Seattle,
right.
like it's too far north. It's too far west. I even think LA is too far west. But you know, that's
Well,
me.
I mean,
I live in the East Coast.
right. Well, that's the thing is it pulls in a completely different crowd. I mean, I remember I went to the first TFCon LA and everyone that was there almost like all the attendees didn't had never been to a TFCon before.
They do need to quit calling the TF cons after cities they're not in.
Oh, because they're in Burbank and not LA, I mean. Everyone
Burbank
does
and
that though.
Rosemont and TFCon
That's not how
Charlotte was in
No
Concord.
one, oh, come on.
that's not how marketing works, guys. Like
Right.
TFCon
Jesus.
DC was not in DC. Yeah, it's just a thing that annoys me.
TFCon Toledo, like, doesn't really have the ring.
There you go. Put in Toledo.
Yeah.
TFCon Cleveland.
Yeah.
We'll set the Ripper on fire again.
Detroit.
Yeah, I don't know. We advertised at TF Expos in Kansas City, but it was actually in Independence,
It was
Missouri.
not.
So
It was in
not
a different
Kansas City.
state.
So, although, when you went, when it was in Wichita, that was different.
It was actually
in Wichita.
Yes.
That was in Wichita. So,
yeah, that was 11 years ago that I went. Did you know that?
There you go. Look at you.
We could have met so much earlier.
I know, right?
You were there, right?
Orson was there too.
Orson was there. I do recall that.
Yeah, that's where I think I first met Orson. I think wasn't Duran at, and it was at
Duran
TF
was
Expo
there.
as well. Yeah, so there you go. Yeah.
Ron used to be Orson's right-hand man.
So, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, overall, I think it was a really good show. I always enjoy going to TFCon. So
our booth was fun. Lucas brought the snacks, and the fridge was clutch. And then I took all the credit cards, and we all just kind of cooperated together. It was nice.
Yeah.
You guys were on a corner, weren't you?
We were right by the like Alex Milne. So like the line that went to Alex Milne and David Kay like went right by our booth. So we were like in a prime spot.
Milne's buddy or his handler or whatever came over to me and it's like, hey, I want to get one of those Tarn blockies for Alex Milne. I was like, you can have it. Like I wanted to make sure he got it. That was pretty, because he's done a lot of drawings for me, whether he knew it or not, so I was like, yeah, I'll just give it to him. But that was cool that he was there. I just think your spot was really good.
Oh, right.
Like I would have rather had your spot than mine, but I had a different setup,
We were also, about the same distance away from Aaron Archer as we were last year, which is always good for me. I like to see him and confirm that he continues existing and the world continues revolving around him. But, not everyone's a crazy person like I am.
No, I know. Yeah. I was just shocked because, when you guys were all like buddy chummy because he came by and said hi to you and all that. So
he did.
Man, look at that.
He came by and said hi. He gave us Angry Archer stickers. That was amazing.
So, that's great. Yeah, I was like as far away as possible from him this year, so that sort of sucked. But I got my MP1. Well, it's not really MP1. The 20th anniversary Prime, I got that signed by him. Finally.
I was there when that happened.
Yeah, I was trying to do that for like 2 years.
It was really cool to see that happen. Very good piece to have signed by him.
Yeah, I've had a really nice sealed one for a while, and I was like, shit, I shouldn't sell this. I should just get this signed. I also had Rick sign my original copy of his book that I bought way before I ever knew him from J.E. Alvarez.
Mm.
The guy, the unofficial guide to Transformers with the Fortress Max on the front.
Yeah, I have it.
And it was kind of funny because I hadn't looked at it in a long time, and I opened it up, and I like actually used a highlighter and like highlighted the toys I had, and the price on it. So like I actually used it as a price guide, which is hilarious because it's a printed book. It's like so out of date.
Yeah, I was gonna say how out of date is that price guide at this point?
Hilariously out of date. But Rick's, now the fact that I know Rick, it was kind of tongue in cheek to like actually have him sign it. I did it for him, more so than me. But he wrote, "I will always be your hero, Rick," in the book.
Ugh.
I think he actually,
I
think that's his standard signature because he, like I had him as I was his Secret Santa or whatever. Like what he was giving the gifts to me, and he gave me a copy of his book, and that was the inscription in the book as well. So there you go.
There you go. That's his signature. I got it, baby. So that was my big pull.
So.
Was those two, and I bought a Aaron Archer Starscream instruction drawing thing.
Oh, which
Throw
one
it
did
on
you end
the
up with?
pile. The
Was it the
movie,
Armada one?
the
Oh, the movie
movie.
one.
I didn't get the Armada one. I feel like I'm hoarding them, so I was like, I'm not gonna get them all because that's been
Steph
kind
and
of
I
our thing.
commissioned 3 between us, but I also picked up this one.
Sweet.
Yeah. The 3 are not here yet. He's still working on them.
Well, I mean, that's kind of been our thing, Christian, at these shows. Is before it opens, we run up to Aaron's booth and pillage.
Yeah. No,
Right.
that's like
Great.
the number one thing I look for at these shows now.
It's the best thing about being a vendor.
I mean, there's 2 behind me right there. There's one right there, Primal Prime. Cryotech is right next to him. Like, I've got 3 right there on my stairwell. I've got another 2 upstairs. Like,
yeah,
I want him to draw
mine.
everything in my house. I want him to perform my wedding.
I hope that happens, Christian.
That's a little much. I don't know.
Hey, he's done much worse people's weddings that he says he now regrets. So, like, at least he could do mine, and I'm nice.
True. True dat.
I was shocked. I don't think I actually got a Transformers product at TFCon this year. I got like one thing, and that was it. So this is.
Oh, you
this
get that
is,
crazy random robot.
right? Yeah, just
Did you ever figure out what that was?
No.
Hmm.
I had to ask Peter. So, but
All
yeah,
that
no,
coolest
like
stuff I got from the booth where I was sitting.
that was the.
I gotta find your fate, Junior.
Do what?
I got a Find Your Fate Junior book from Aaron.
Oh, okay.
I got a Transformers animated Christmas ornament, also from Aaron. And the big thing that Steph and I were looking for was a G1 swoop without a broken beak and all this stuff. Also from Aaron while we were packing up.
See, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about the Missing Link RCs while I was there?
Did you just
Got
clear
'em?
out the other vendors?
Did you like them?
Well, I meant to have some,
Right.
but it didn't pan out. And I was like, well, who knows if that order I made is even going to happen. So I'll just make sure I get ones for me. So I just, I paid $100 for each of them. That's pretty fair.
Yeah, that is such a great toy too.
This one?
I don't have that toy, but I'm saying
You're talking about RC.
the Missing Link RCs. Yeah, I don't know. They did such a fantastic job on that.
You guys know
Tell
Missing
me,
Link is
Christian,
not for me.
you're missing out, and I know that I keep trying to say that you should go down the Missing Link rabbit hole, but then you probably won't like it, and then you'll sell it. So you might as well. I think you're doing a good job of staying out of that lane.
The only thing missing is you, Christian.
Mm.
You will
The
regret this choice.
Prototype Colors RC is the only one that has tempted me. I just don't have anything that she'll go with. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna paint a Studio Series.
That's because they
I'm
haven't
gonna paint
made
a Studio Series RC in those colors, and it'll be what I want because that's what I want.
You'll be sorry.
I don't think I will be.
You will, and I will be there on that day,
so I can have a shoulder to cry on.
Oh no!
No, the other way. No. I did have to commission something from an Artist Alley person because they sold out of what I wanted at the show. There was someone making tiny crochet dolls of Transformers, and she had an Action Master Thundercracker, and I didn't pick it up the first time, and it was gone the second time. So I've got them making another one for me.
Losing.
I did exactly what you always warn me against. Yeah, no.
He spoke the truth, and they stoned him for it.
And they stoned him for it. No, mostly it was I had to get the heck out of the way because the art gallery was so crowded that like you just kind of had to keep moving. You couldn't really stop.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. That would suck. Like I'd be like, no, I'm stopping right here, and you guys are going around me. That's the way this works, folks. But that wouldn't be fun. If you
I did have to scold someone for trying to shove through the
felt like you couldn't even like enjoy looking at the stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I got
it's a lot like Lucas said, it's a lot of people's first con.
I got
like,
stuck.
you're like literally trying to jump through a crowd of like a wall of people. I was like, dude, what are you even doing? Stop this.
I mean,
What
I
is
can
it,
see
like
that
a
because I
17-year-old
wanted
kid
to
or
do
something. I was
that.
like, oh god, I'm old.
I wanted to do that in the like that row at, behind you, Paul. That row is so crowded and people were just not moving at all. And I just wanted to like jump the crowd until I figured out that apparently there was like a secret passageway through your booth or whatever. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm just gonna have to do this from now on. But
there was supposed to be 2 secret passageways. I could only fit one.
But yeah, no, it was.
Well, that
it
was
really neat.
That was great for Phil.
Why was that? Oh, just that people were.
The congestion there was great for Phil. That's the only reason he was anywhere near successful is because all those people were stuck looking at his shit. So good for him.
Well, he does a good job trying to hawk his stuff too. So
yeah,
I
just had to hear them talk about that damn basketball shit like all day.
Yeah, Stephanie has been quoting it every day since we got home.
Are you kidding me?
I refuse.
No.
I refuse to even learn what it is.
That's okay.
They can have that. They can enjoy it. I don't need to.
I quoted it back to Phil when I was talking to him today. I think it's just part of us now.
Yeah.
No, it's not. This happens every year. Every goddamn year. They come up with some stupid catchphrase shit and then they forget about it. Then it's gone. It'll be gone just like all the rest of them. The next year it's going to be, I want to dip my balls in it or something. It's going to be just some weird phrasing, like from something. I don't think I'm going to get a giant block of tables again. I'm going to let everyone else figure it out.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
It was just so it was so tight. It was like we were completely separated. The whole point of being together was like lost.
I was really excited for Collecticon Island, and I think the congestion and the extra secret row sort of made it less than it needed to have been.
Well, it was like we were all completely separate vendors, which it was supposed to be, but the point of being together is that you can kind of like have fun together, and there was none of that. There just wasn't. It was sell.
Right.
There was no downtime.
Plus, it was just so
there was no downtime to do fun stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
That's not a complaint.
It was bananas.
But yeah,
good sales were good, but
I was gonna say it was really refreshing to see so many young people, at the show too. Like I was somewhat surprised, like just the amount of, people in their teens and 20s that were attending the show. So I don't know, like the movie now, Transformers the movie, like that's coming on 20 years now, right?
40 next year.
Oh, the first movie?
No, not the first one. I'm saying the
07.
the 2007 movie, the whatever first live action.
First one. Yeah. Dude,
you did say Transformers the movie though. That's different.
Sorry.
They gotta get one of the cast. They gotta do it. Like I think Shia has been willing to play ball, but I think I think his appearance fee is just too high. But I'm like, I don't think it is. If you're getting this many people without like
Right.
nostalgia start, and with all the younger people coming, you get Shia LaBeouf at one of these shows, and we're talking 50,000 fucking people, something like that. I know that might sound insane, but you do that in Chicago, it's over. They'll probably do that in LA though.
Right.
Fine.
Yeah, fine. I mean, I would definitely go, and
I'd probably go for that.
pay. I would pay. I want to meet the Shy, the buff. But it would also be funny if they did that and then he just went AWOL and didn't show up. Because that's probably what would happen.
Judd Nelson was like that at BotCon 16.
No way. Judd Nelson was dude, he was there the whole
He
time.
he was there. He was not there. You know what I mean?
He was with the golden ticket people all the whole time. Yeah.
I just remember his wimpy speech during the dinner because he didn't do anything for the Hall of Fame.
He gave 2 speeches, by the way.
He gave 1 speech and a sentence.
One of them I remember one of them being weird.
That was the second one. I mean, they were both weird. So the sentence was like, you need to say stuff. And I think someone talked to him and was like, hey, man, you need to have actually said stuff. And then he said stuff the next night and no one was listening because they were all getting food.
Yeah. I was so glad Judd Nelson was there at the final box. I mean, that was a good thing. Because it was bizarre.
It was really bizarre.
So there you go. If you can cap it with Shia LaBeouf, that's our hope, right? So book the convention center.
If they get Shia, why don't they get Megan?
There you go.
What's Lennox's name? I can't remember his name. Josh Duhamel. I think they could get Josh Duhamel.
There you go.
Yeah, but that's not.
I know, but like if they're worried about appearance fees, I feel like his is lower. I don't know.
If you get Josh, you got to get Tyrese.
He loves those things. Were you out in
deal.
Pasadena when he was there? It was awesome.
Yeah, sure. I took a photo of my buddy. I got the one selfie. I mean, it wasn't a selfie, but Tyrese is in the front row. We're right there. My buddy Shane runs down. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, come with me. He's like, yo, can I get a picture? Like, because he was busting out of there, just like Michael Bay. And I got the one photo of him with the fan, and it was my buddy
That's
Shane.
awesome.
And it's the funniest thing I've ever done. And that whole thing, that whole Pasadena thing was so insane. Do you remember what Michael Bay said? Do you remember?
Not exactly. I remember he was there. What did he say?
He got on stage and he started kind of babbling a little bit, and he said something he said before, but he said it in front of everybody, and there was like a gasp, an audible gasp. He's like, man, I just, this is for Dark of the Moons. This is 3 movies in, right?
Yeah.
And he comes in and he showed us the trailer, or showed us footage from Dark of the Moon, and then he came in and talked about it. And he said his line he said before, like, well, when they hired me to do this, I was like, I don't want to do some stupid toy movie. Like, oh, that's not for me. And everyone's like, like they had never heard it. And I'm like, he's explaining how that's what he thought it was. And now he's like, this is actually a big deal. You're like, this is great. This changed my life, etc. Right. But after he said that, he could tell, like, he shouldn't have said that. And then I think he got out. He, like, wrapped it up and got the fuck out of there, like, real quick. So that was, I don't know, that was funny.
Weird time it was.
That Pasadena BotCon was great. And there's just, TFCon is not equivalent to BotCon. The old one or the new one. They're not the same experience.
Not the same.
Like, TFCon's its own thing. Like, it's, it's not picking up the pieces where BotCon dropped them. It just forged its own path.
It kept being what it was.
I'd say it got bigger for sure.
Oh yeah, but it's doing the same stuff. Like, it didn't change what it was as a convention.
Yeah, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And if you're having record turnout year after year, it ain't broke.
Yeah, so I'm set for that.
I mean, the reason the other convention didn't continue is because it was not doing this; it was doing this over time, or at least it wasn't going up the way the sponsoring entity thought it should, which I agree with.
And they felt they could cut some cost by doing it themselves. And then they didn't do it themselves. So I guess that's a pretty big cost cutting measure.
It is very corporate.
Oh, has gone. You're so dumb.
So what? So we've talked about the dealer room a lot. We've talked about the panel room. And you guys go to the TFW party?
No.
No, but you did.
Yeah,
I did.
How's that?
You know what? I saw some faces that I was happy to see. I saw the guy that runs TFW, and I got to say, be like, "Hey, congrats," stuff like that. I saw he was down there, and he was sitting there talking to the guy that runs the show, and so I got to have a little bit of FaceTime with both of them. That was cool. I saw Aaron down there. I saw Rick. Everyone else was like people from the boards. I saw my friend Pleco down there. I didn't stay for very long because it was hot. The room was burning. It was like 20 degrees hotter in there with all the bodies. And I swear, when I bought that ticket, they said there was at least 1 or 2 drink tickets included with the pay to get down there, and that was not the case. And I was like, peace. I'm out. I wrote my band message board name on the little plaque and got out of there. But for the people that were there, I think it was great. Like I'm not dogging it. I mean, I kind of wish I just wanted to see some people, and I guess what, I saw them, so I'm happy. Right. And then I left. Saw Diecast, like other guys from other notable users.
But yeah, I'm thinking other than that, I mean, yeah, nothing. I don't know. Christian, was there anything else that you want to discuss about the show? I mean, I guess we didn't even really get into the third party panel. We used to do that all the time, but like I don't feel like that they really do the third party panel the way they used to. Like, they're not debuting as much stuff at TFCon as, just because there's a lot of other shows now too. So they kind of debut a lot of stuff at the Asia shows. So I think, what was it? Didn't Fans Toys announce a broadside maybe? I think that was kind of one of the big things. But like, other than that, I don't know that there's a lot of, breaking news.
One of the worst people I've ever encountered at a show was very excited for that broadside.
There you go.
Just reinforces my theory.
The Fans Toys fans are the worst people you're ever going to meet? Yeah.
No, the broadside sucks.
Oh, broadside's great. Fans Toys dudes are bad.
Broadside's going to probably be like the next Hasbro Titan, right?
I hope so.
If they want a failure, they can do that. I feel like the third party panel is just an amazing free advertising source for these companies. Right. Like, if you don't have your shit in that panel, like, you might as well not exist. Because then it's not like they make you pay to be in it, as far as I know. Like, if you're a third party toy company and you're like, hey, I got this, they'll be like, sweet. Because they treat it as content, but it's literally the best free advertising for that market that exists on Earth. So,
right, yeah.
I hope the third party companies understand that. I think they do, because sometimes they drop some bombs, but sometimes it's like it's phoned in completely. But didn't they show
participate? And some of them participate even though they don't exist.
Right. Well, they let that third party or that customizer guy put his like stuff in there. The offensive dude. You remember that from last year?
No.
It was like the Skyhopper or something. Let's not even bring it up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do remember that. Anyway.
Yeah. I met a lot of new people this year. Like, I don't know, lots of great people coming up to the booth and talking to me, and There's some of this new crew is like kind of like ultra social versus some cons I've been to. So there's definitely like a change in social vibe.
I mean, I think that there's just,
I didn't
especially
get that
with.
same impression.
Oh,
I
really?
did.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it probably just depends, but like, I mean, I feel definitely for Transformers convention that, that there was definitely more of a mix of people, than, what you would expect. I don't know, or what I would expect, I guess. So
There were less people up late this year than I remember.
That was weird.
It seemed like midnight was like everyone's bedtime.
My assumption, at least on Saturday, was that everyone was at the TFW party, but I don't know. It was strange.
Well, that didn't go on forever.
I don't know where everyone went then. Like the room
I think they
parties
just
were
went to
not
bed.
hopping, and there were very few of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I think people just went to bed. I don't know.
We need a man. Who's the girl that used to be on the cast
Oh,
from like
Amber.
LA? Yeah,
Amber.
Amber
Amber.
needs to come to another. Amber, please come to TFCon again. Do that party in your room. I mean, I'll help sponsor it. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen. That was in Reston, right? Or was that? Yeah,
Yeah.
that was Reston.
Hmm.
I've never. That was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. Like they literally
Less than 19.
turned their hotel into a bar, and it was like not just a bar. It was like a dance club, and it was the best.
How did they manage to
I've never
do
seen
that
anything
and
like
not get kicked out of the hotel?
They had a nice room that was like it had like an entrance that like went around and snaked around, so like all the noise was trapped in
Oh,
the
okay.
room. It wasn't like blaring out the window because it had this weird channel to go through. So they had it made. It was
There you
awesome.
go.
It was so much fun. I want that again. I just don't want to have to throw the party.
Right. So, all right. Well, I don't know. I think we kind of covered everything. I think it's probably about time to wrap stuff up.
It's true, like Lucas said, or like Paul said, it's midnight, so it's my bedtime.
Yeah, there you go. So, well, thanks guys for joining us, and thanks for everyone watching, and hopefully we'll get together soon. Either next week or here in a couple weeks for the next show. So, all right, thanks everyone.
Bye.
Bye.